Hey, this is gonna be my first video ever of existence on my account. Why, why did I even create content in the first place or decide to create content? Because a lot of people around me that I know do other content, like a Twitch streaming, most majority of the thing. But I chose YouTube because that's kind of a part of me that I've grown up on since I was little. And that's the whole reason I wanted to be a content creator. My content is more going to be focused on one-on-one conversation between you guys and me. I know that I'm like looking this way, but I promise you I'm looking directly this way. This is all very new to me. I've never made any content, anything like this before, but I really wanted to set my foot into it. I'm gonna try to be consistent every day, uploading at least one video, around 10 minutes to 20. I know 30 minutes is a long time, but I'll try to achieve that as well. But I'm really just trying to get the founding stone of like who I am as a content creator. This video is probably gonna be very raw as my first video, like showing the authenticness of myself. And all those people that know me, hey, out there, people that don't, subscribe, man, subscribe. Don't hurt me. It's just one-on-one conversations. I plan to make it. If you guys have me ask questions, or I'll just talk about what I feel as I'm going on inside, or how I feel about anything. Honestly, it's open, like just one-on-one. Realistically, why did I even, to be honest, beside all the other stuff, heartfelt reasoning behind, or why I create content, this, and the third, it's because of the fact it's just like, why not? Realistically, all of our problems and our issues in our head goes on because we push ourselves to not do those things that we want to do. Like recently, I went to a party, you know, I'm not really a party type of guy, and I know people are gonna be like, oh man, you know, partying, yeah. I don't see the purpose, realistically, because, I mean, I see the purpose, entertaining, talking to new people. Like, I don't mind going to a party, but preferably probably not gonna smoke or drink anything, because honestly, why do we need to smoke or drink? To have fun. That's why. Also, another issue I'll talk about later on in the video of how I feel about what's going on with partying. But honestly, when I was at a party, I saw a girl that I was really scared to talk to, honestly, because I normally I try to talk to women that I find attractive or that are appealing to me. But honestly, it's hard if you're not used to being outside all the time. Like, I'm more of a homebody because I just graduated. I'm more of a trying to discover what's going on, the paths I'm trying to take, make everything right in my lifestyle. And that's all going to be difficult, trying to figure that out. So the reason I was trying to tell you that is just do it. Like, I know that sounds corny, like Nike and everything. Just do it. But realistically, it's just a lot of opportunities out there in the world. And realistically, I keep saying realistically, but that's not, I guess I'm just gonna keep saying it. But I chose to make this content because why not? It's always been in the back of my mind to make some type of content. Originally, it was going to be gaming content, but that's oversaturated. I feel like everybody wants to be a gamer content creator, and the glare that you're seeing right now is off of my PC. But I'm recording on my phone because this is my first video. I don't have any equipment to really have a professional camera and everything that's going on, but I'm gonna keep trying and get it that way. But that's just hard work and dedication that I'm gonna try to stick to. But the reason, like I said, the reason I even did all this is because of, like, just do it. I asked my friend, honestly, he said, why not? Honestly, I have a lot to say about different topics and everything. There's something in my mouth right now. Give me a sec. Sorry, I had eaten some food earlier and kind of got stuck there. I didn't want y'all to see that. That'd be gross. I'm a yapper myself. I have a lot of things internally in my mind that's going on that I could really express and probably lay some topics on that people would understand. But that's a different case. So this video is more majority about why I even decided to make a YouTube channel and trying to learn about me, like a basis of, oh, what about me? You know, things you used to do in school, like, and if you are in school, you know what I'm talking about. But the what about me situation. I'm a yapper, like I said earlier. I'm a yapper. I thought content creating was gonna be my mojo jam, and I know that somebody else is gonna find this video as appealing. Others aren't. I mean, realistically, if you don't like my content so far, it's okay. I mean, I know content's not for everybody, but at the same time, if you do enjoy this part of the video, thumbs up, thumbs up. But this is more majority, like the videos I make is supposed to be able to help you do tasks or anything. You could just sit down and watch the video. Just sit down and watch it, or you can just listen to it. But overall, my videos are going to be more majority about just one-on-one, like I said, like way earlier. I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but I'm just really nervous because it's my first video ever, and I know it's not going to be the what's it called, greatest video in the world, because you know it's first video. I can't really say too much about that, but I gotta keep it real. So, to later on when I told you about earlier in the video, I mentioned the fact of partying. So I'm gonna tell you a little story. So yesterday, I'm not normally a partier guy. Like, you know, I wasn't one of the cool, super cool kids that got invited to all the parties, or I didn't have the most connections in the world. So, my friend, I'm gonna call him A. My friend A actually hit me up. I was currently at work at the time, and honestly, I was just gonna come home, just do the same process that I've been doing, which is I work at a fast food corporation right now. I mean, fast food, not fast food corporation. I just work fast food, which absolutely sucks, by the way. Just putting it out there. Like, absolutely sucks. I respect the people that do fast food. Honestly, I respect it a lot because it just shows me that you have way more dedication and time than me. Them people in there make me very angry. I'm gonna also try to keep my videos very less cuss word. I'm not trying to cuss really. I don't really cuss in general a lot because of the fact it's just like there's so many other things I could say besides cussing. But to get back on topic, A hit me up talking about, hey, you trying to go to a party tonight? You know, I currently live with my parents. You know, you see my room. I currently live with my parents. You know, I just graduated and everything. I don't really have the setup to have my own place yet. But A hit me up talking about he's trying to go to a party. I thought about it, and I was like, sure, why not? I'm always working. I'm always like in my room. I mean, not in my room. Well, off days I'm in my room. I try to like skateboard, you know, skateboard. Shout out to my skaters out there. But I'm okay at skateboarding. It's iffy, but I don't know any tricks. But I'm working on it. But I hit A up. A was like, hey, you trying to go to this party? This, that, and the other. I said, all right, cool. And then I had to ask my parents because, you know, even though I live in, even though I graduated and I'm old enough to just do what I want, I still have to ask about for my safety, like just in case something happens to me and everything. But to get back to the story, I'm not the greatest storyteller, but I'm gonna try. So to get back to the story, A hit me up. My parents were cool with it. Okay, I got dressed. I came home from work, kind of rushed. Came home from work, took a shower, got ready. I was trying to struggle to figure out what I wanted to wear, but I ended up wearing some shorts and a t-shirt and called it a day. I was originally going to wear some sweatpants and a hoodie, but I thought it was going to be too hot and stuff in general. And that was a good choice later on. Good choice. But I went to this party, you know, me not being the partier guy. My friend A drove us there. We just kind of chop it up, talking about things that we were doing in our life and catching up because I don't normally do things. I mostly work all the time, and it's really draining to do that as well, to always constantly work every day It's really draining, especially if you work second shifts. I work a second shift, and man, you don't get time of the day or the night. Like currently, it's 12:52 p.m. I should be asleep, getting ready for work tomorrow, but I chose to make that sacrifice to make this video because I got to show my dedication and passion, what I need to do. But back to the story. I keep getting off topic. Back to the story. Me and A went to this party, and it was all cool, cordial. I'm trying to get adjusted to it. I'm about to say some things that are very corny, but at the same time, it is what it is, alright? So, there was a party there, and it was cool, mind you. Someone had their baby there, their actual kid there, so I don't know. There was a lot of drugs and substances there. I didn't partake in anything. I just kept that sobriety in me. And I was just talking to people. A introduced me to B. B is connected to A. They're friends and everything. And B introduced me to C. C is his friends. They're friends with each other. Pretty good guys, I would say, at the end of the night. But basically, later on, the police showed up, got a noise complaint because people kept shooting up fireworks, and they were pretty loud. Were pretty loud. People were messing with the dogs, and people were actually having a dunk contest, seeing who could dunk on each other. That was pretty neat. I'm not really a hooper myself, so I didn't participate in it, but it's all right. Everything was cordial, I would say. Like, seeing people dunk and everything. I may have to do some not streaming, but video content creation for that stuff later on. But that's later. So as I continue on throughout the story, we eventually have to, the police came. They were basically getting a noise complaint and everything. I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I saw everybody take off, I'm gonna be honest, I took off too. But the reason because of that is because of the fact, I don't know. I mean, I do know. If I see a group of individuals running, I'm running too. What you mean? Like, what do you mean? I didn't know. All I saw was flashing blue lights. I didn't know what it was. I took it off. I followed the kids, just back to the car. You know what I'm saying? And I just casually walked. So I hopped the fence. Someone else. There was actually a pool over the other side of the fence. There's a pool. Someone fell in the pool, and we'll get to who did that. Actually, C fell in the pool. Because he was doing all those type of substances at the time. And C wasn't really clear-headed, so he fell into the pool. Even though somebody yelled over, "Hey, there's a pool." Basically, later on, he tells him, "Hey, don't go. It was just a noise complaint. Y'all need to chill out. Y'all doing too much." But realistically, I'm sorry. I know this is messed up. I just know that if I see my people, my black people running, I'm running too. Like, I get it. People gonna call me a follower and say that I'm like everybody else. But at the end of the day, if I see my people running, I'm not gonna question it. I'm gonna just run too. So basically, later on, I go and we're in the house now. I'm saying I was pretty much by myself at that point because I don't know where A went. A was kind of just going places at the time. He was just kind of all over. He left me with B. I barely know B. So there's that. So I was chopping up with B. Became cool with him. And my bad. I kind of was burping there. But when we got back to the house, they were talking to us. Talking about it was just a noise complaint. I was doing too much. Let's have fun. So they put the music back on. I'm not gonna lie, that party wasn't the greatest. Out of my experience, it wasn't the greatest. It was kind of repetitive. They were playing Sexy Red and somebody else. I don't remember. No, it was like Lululemon. I don't know the girls that made that song. Just saying. It was very repetitive. They played that like twice. Oh, my bad. I was kind of keeping my light on. But it was very repetitive. Hold on. I'm just gonna open tab so that I have a light fracking. All right, so it was very repetitive, and I couldn't really vibe to it, but I did see a girl I liked. I'm not gonna lie. Like I told you earlier, I saw a girl I liked. I was very nervous, and I knew time was slipping from me. So she was standing right in front of me, and I said, just forget it. I just said, forget it. I also watch another YouTuber. He goes by Taekwondo, and he helps me out a lot when it comes to talking to girls and texting game and everything. I'm not the greatest at that, but he really does help me. Shout out to him, you know. I keep saying my bad. But basically, I shot my shot. I got her number, you know. I didn't really talk to her too much. I just got her number, and I called her Rabs. You know, she was very pretty. She was, I'm not sure what race she was, to be exact. I know she's probably like Hispanic or Latino or some other culture, but that's not to, as I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But she was pretty cool, you know. I didn't top it off with her too much. I just kind of just wrapped it up then and there, and I called it a day. But then I saw all this ruckus outside. I'm like, what's all that noise? I go outside, and two dudes are scrapping. Legit scrapping. I'm talking about like full on hand, dude on the ground scrapping. And I'm over curious, like, what's even going on? You know what I'm saying? Mind you, my third senses kick in. All I hear is someone cockback, you know? A little cockback of a material, you know, of a weapon, you know? And the guy talking about, I won't let that happen to me. I'm looking at him. Hold on. I'm making my way to the car, you know? But my ride, nowhere to be found. Once again, now I know a lot of people are gonna be like, dude, why didn't you drive yourself there? Yada yada. I don't have my license. There's always an issue with my car and everything. I really just gotta get it set up to that point where it's okay. And if you hear that in the back, that's my little brothers. Sorry about that. I'll try to pick a better setting because currently we're in my room. My brothers are across. But to get back on topic, I should drive myself there. Do need to do my license, y'all. Graduated, I don't even got my license. But hold on. The background's kind of getting way too loud. I had to check it out, so I had to pause the video. I said this video was gonna be authentic and real, but hey, you know, things happen. I'm gonna definitely have to edit this video. Things happen. So, yeah, like I said, I heard the sound of a cockback, and honestly, I looked over, dude was tweaking. He was talking about, and he didn't let nobody do that to me. I'm like, whoa. Like I told you, I dipped off to the car, and where's my ride? So on. So I do eventually walk back because I need my ride. Like, I need my ride, or I can't go home, or I'm going to be Ubering home. And we're already an hour out, from where I live. Don't even ask me. We're an hour out. So basically, I end up seeing Shorty one more time. I mean, not one more time. It's going to be like the second reoccurrence. But I see Shorty. I try to tell her, like, hey, it was nice meeting you. You know, it was nice meeting you. Trying to chop it up and everything. Trying to remember what I was taught from the videos. Shout out to Ty again. But yeah, she didn't remember. I'm not gonna lie. But we ended up going to a new party, you know, new address. But that one's actually got shut down. No, that was a block party, but it got shut down earlier. And then the third one was a different one, which was somebody else's house. Which, by the way, when you go to parties, like I don't even know what you call them. Parties in general or high school parties, they're just like, they have so many different age groups that are there. Like, my bad again. I had to cut the video because of the fact, yeah, my siblings were too loud. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so we're basically going to the third party. This place, it also tells you a lot that people are not asking about others' ages. Like, people that there, they were kind of underage or older, or way older. It was like, dang, this was really a gathering. It felt like a gathering, not a party, to be honest, because we were in pitch black in someone's backyard. Pitch black. No lights, nothing. It was pitch blackness. So we kind of de-escalated. But again, later on, that's the. So eventually, party gets in, everybody chilling. People start doing shenanigans. People started doing shenanigans. There was actually a table that was there, and people were just jumping on top of it, breaking that table. I don't know whose table this is. I would not do that. If I had hosted a party, it's like, why are you breaking someone else's stuff? But hey, the host was cool with it. So there's that. So everybody was just having all types of shenanigans when it comes to things, and I was just watching. I was more observant than anything. Kind of made me think about life differently, about certain things. Like, dang, I'm really, when it comes to things, I'm not really with it when it comes to all this partying and stuff. It just seems like a bunch of kids just get together, smoke, and drink. There's not really a purpose behind partying. Like, when you go to a party, you're supposed to have good music, dancing, meet someone new. It's not supposed to rely on what's it called, drugs and drinking. Like, there shouldn't be a reliability on in partying. Sorry, excuse me. But it seems like it was a reliability. I mean, eventually, like I said, I saw Shorty again, and I was chopping it up with her and everything until the police decided to show up again. So I was getting to know her. This, then the third. She said she'll text me. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't really believe in the fact when people say, I'll text you. Sure you will. But I don't believe in that. Look at me crazy for that, but it's not always the case. So eventually, yeah, the police show up, but this time I didn't run because it was just they were down the block. They weren't even there yet. They just heard it, and they heard the police was coming. You could tell the police was coming soon because if like all these people were coming outside the house, they explored to see what's going on because we were pretty loud, and the party lasted longer than I thought. So, speaking of my ride, another situation. So my ride apparently had a green beam, a green pew pew pointed at him, and he, instead of coming to get me to leave, he decides to dip. He decides to dip and leave me behind. So realistically, if that pew pew went off, I'll be gone. By the way, so I call my ride, like, where are you, dude? You're not even parked in the same spot. Where you go? He was parked all the way down the block. All the way down the block. You're telling me you're down the block, and I'm over here at this party, and you had a green beam pointed at you? Like, be for real, dude. It disappointed me. It disappointed me about that. But basically, I got into the car. It was around 3 a.m. I want to say 3 in the morning, 3:40, and we driving around. We were trying to find his friend, D, in question, because D was supposed to originally ride his best friend, and I said, this is a B. Hey y'all, don't be on my head, all right? I know that's a B, my fault, but D. That's F. Never mind that. A, just forget about it. Don't even look at it. But basically, A in question was with D, and D was supposed to show up with us and everything. He didn't on the first one. He just showed up kind of later. And then on the second one, yeah, he was there. I mean, the third one, he was there. That's why I didn't mention the second one, because it wasn't really happening. It's just I laid over it. But D mentioned it, and we called D to figure out what's going on, what's the move. D was not picking up his phone, so we ended up going to the gas station, and things of that nature. My mom called talking about this, that, and the third, so I had to go home. And yeah, and we was on our way home, and he had to go pick up his friend. So we went over there, and I thought, I'm not gonna lie. So earlier, and I didn't even mention this in the story earlier, the girl I was chopping it up with, I thought she was going home because their ride came over and was like, hey, we about to go. So he said, you need to go home. So I thought he was going to take them home. Don't know what happened there. But basically I saw her at the third one, which this one, at this point, the parties were just degrading every second, every party I went to. It went from having a house, to no house at all. Like, I'm gonna be honest, this place was, I know all those people down there, but this place was under a bridge. I've never seen or heard of a party being under the bridge. It was basically, you went from a party to a hangout. It was really a hangout spot for people. Basically, we got there to pick up his friend that needed to go home, and you know, the ride isn't the greatest ride in the world. I'm sorry, bud, but you weren't the greatest ride in the world. You know, I told you not to feel bad. You're still my guy. You're still my guy. Hey, you're still my guy. If you're watching this, you're still my guy. You're still my guy. But it is what it is. We just gotta be better prepared next time. So we get there. We see actually D is squabbling because at this point the guys are just boxing. They started boxing. Like they're just, because they mentioned earlier the second party. So there was that. But now they're boxing. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I low-key wanted to squabble because why not? You know, why not? But, you know. So they were squabbling. It wasn't really a big deal. They had gloves on. You know, dudes being dudes, I guess. I saw my little thing there. I thought she went home. Guess not. But, yeah. That was pretty much it. I got home kind of late. I would say around 6 almost. 5 to 6, almost 6. It was pretty late. I was tired. I overslept for work. So, but it was I was finding fun. It was fun. I mean, I met someone new. I mean, do I talk to them now? No, they didn't text me back. But it's okay. It's an experience. This was nice being outside. Yeah, that was wrapping up my first video ever. We'll actually talk into in-depth new topics. I just wanted a little story time. And it's gonna take me a little minute to edit these videos. Yeah, make sure to subscribe if you want to see more content, and leave a comment. Tell me your craziest party, or tell me something that you don't like about parties. Yeah.